Hello everyone, and a huge welcome to KognitoKey. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on the fascinating and honestly pretty mysterious world of mushrooms. Get ready to uncover the secrets of this hidden kingdom.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. What is a mushroom? When you think of one, I bet you're picturing that little cap and stem, right? Well, what if I told you that what we see is just the tip of the iceberg? It's just a tiny, tiny fraction of the real organism. The true story is so much bigger.
So let's start with the part we all know and recognize, the bit that pops up out of the ground. This is what's technically called the sporophore, and it's basically the fruit of the fungus.
Right at the top, you've got the pilus. That's just the fancy name for the cap. Its main job is to be a little umbrella, you know? It protects all the important, delicate stuff underneath. And wow, do they come in an incredible variety of shapes, colors, and textures. Now, if you peek under that cap, you'll see these. These are the gills, or the hyphenium. I like to think of them as these tiny, perfectly arranged little curtains, and their job is huge. They hold millions, sometimes even billions, of microscopic spores, which are absolutely essential for reproduction.
And holding all of this up, well, that would be the stipe, or what we all just call the stalk. It's the support beam, really. It lifts the cap up high enough so its spores can catch a ride on the wind.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting. This is the big twist. The cap, the gills, the stalk, all of that, it's just the reproductive part. The real show, the main organism, is completely hidden from our view, living underground.
So let's go digging, shall we? Let's take a look at what's really going on beneath the surface, because this is where the story gets absolutely mind-blowing.
Say hello to the mycelium. It looks like a giant tangled web of threads, right? These threads are called hyphae. And this web, this is the actual fungus. It's the main body. It acts like a root system, pulling in all the food and water it needs. The little mushroom we see on top, that's just the fruit that grows from this massive parent organism.
So, just how big can this network get? Get ready for this. A single mycelial organism can stretch out to cover, wait for it, 1,500 acres. Can you believe that? That's one single living thing, bigger than many, many farms. It's just incredible.
Now, for this amazing network to do its thing and eventually pop up a mushroom, it needs everything to be just right. It needs plenty of organic stuff to eat, a good amount of moisture, and a cool, dark, humid place to live, all in the perfect temperature range. Get all that right and the mycelium will flourish.
All right, so now we know about the two main parts, the fruit we can see and the giant network we can't. So how does one create the other? Let's walk through the entire life story of a fungus.
It all starts with spores, of course. But fun fact, not all mushrooms pack their spores in the same way. The two big groups are the Basidiomycota. These guys keep their spores in their gills, and that includes most of the mushrooms we love to eat. Then you have the Ascomycota, who use these tiny little sacs called asci to store theirs.
And here's how that whole journey looks. First, spores get released into the world. If one lands somewhere nice, it sprouts into a single little thread, a hypha. Then, when two compatible hyphae meet up, they fuse and start building that huge mycelial network. After a while, that network forms a little knot, a primordium. That's the tiny pinhead you might see. And finally, that little pinhead grows and matures into the mushroom we all know, ready to drop its own spores and start the whole cycle all over again.
But let's be honest, for a lot of us, there's one really important question when we see a mushroom. Can I eat it? It's a critical question, so let's break down this very important distinction.
So, we can pretty much sort mushrooms into three main buckets. First, you've got your edible ones, like portobellos. They're safe, nutritious, and they taste great. Then, there are the inedible ones. Now, these won't poison you, but you really wouldn't want to eat them. They might taste awful or be super tough. And then, you have the poisonous ones.
And I really need to be crystal clear about this. The toxins in poisonous mushrooms are no joke. They're the fungus's self-defense. If you eat one, it can cause severe sickness, permanent organ damage, and in the worst cases, yes, it can be fatal. So here's the #1 rule. Never, and I mean never, eat a wild mushroom unless you are 100% certain of what it is. So I want to leave you with this thought. We think of life in terms of individuals, right? One tree, one animal. But if a single fungus can be a 1,500-acre network connecting an entire forest, well, it kind of makes you rethink our whole idea of what an individual even is. Where does one life truly begin, and where does it end?
We really hope this journey into the hidden kingdom of mushrooms has given you a whole new appreciation for them. If you found this interesting, please do us a favor and hit that like button, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to KognitoKey for more. Thank you so much for joining us.